If the millions of civilians and children killed in Germany from the war that Hitler started were used to accuse the Americans and British of genocide and to stop the war, Hitler would have gone on to murder millions more people, not just Jews. War is a terrible thing, one of the worst things humans can do to one another, but war and genocide are not the same. Hitler committed genocide. The Allies committed war. If Hitler had not been stopped, Hitler's genocide would have wiped out the lives of tens, even hundreds of millions of people, and extended war and genocide far beyond Europe and North Africa. Hamas massacred defenseless people on October 7th, 2023, much of which they filmed themselves. They themselves filmed. They murdered babies, children, defenseless people of all ages, including the very old. They sexually abused, mutilated, kidnapped, committed all kinds of atrocities. No child or civilian would have died in Gaza if Hamas did not start this war. In war, there are always child and civilian casualties. The Allies, including the Americans and British, carpet-bombed German cities and slaughtered millions of German civilians, including children. Israel is not carpet bombing Gaza in order to defeat Hamas. If Israel chose to carpet bomb, same as what the Allies did in World War II, the civilian casualties would be well over 1 million, and the war would have ended quickly with far few casualties on the Israeli side and far more casualties in Gaza itself. Hamas spent billions of dollars on tunnels beneath ground to hide themselves and from which to wage war and terror, and not a single bomb shelter above ground for civilians. Hamas uses the civilians of Gaza to hide beneath and behind. Hamas leaders enrich themselves, including from stolen aid money, to become billionaires and multimillionaires, living lives of luxury in Qatar, Turkey, and elsewhere, far from the hell they, Qatar, Iran, and others helped create. There is no way to defeat an enemy such as Hamas that hides in the civilian population, uses child soldiers, lives in tunnels beneath ground to protect themselves and not the civilians, and that uses civilians as human shields to hide behind and beneath without there being child and civilian casualties. Because of the deep-seated hatred against Jews, millions are rallying in support of Hamas and their genocidal ambitions to wipe out Israel and slaughter Jews. If only the cries and protests on October 8th, the day after the Hamas massacre, were outrage and worldwide insistence that Hamas release the hostages they took, surrender, and leave Gaza, then thousands of lives would have been spared. War is a terrible thing. The defenders of Hamas exploit the suffering of the children of Gaza because they want to blame Jews and continue supporting the Hamas barbarity that many falsely call resistance. What Hamas did on October 7th and wants to repeat over and over, and that many support and defend, including by denial and deflection, has done nothing but help prolong the war and suffering. No matter the excuse given, whether it is about land, occupation, religion, politics, racism, or anything else, no one has the right to sexually abuse, murder, mutilate, kidnap, and abuse defenseless people. Free hostages and a Gaza without Hamas are the only hope to free the hostages and to have a Gaza free of Hamas tyranny. Hamas and company are walking in Hitler's footsteps, and if this is not stopped, it will escalate into a far worse nightmare than that which is unfolding right now.